Tell your families, tell your coworkers, let them know, hey, let's get this guy voted in. I'm 35 years old. I'm not actually originally from Arkansas. I'm from Georgia, a little small town outside of Athens, where I went to school at the University of Georgia. Graduated in 2011 with a degree in ag business, which brought me out here to the Louisiana Delta. That's when I started getting familiar with Little Rock. It was back in 2011. Moved up here officially in 2016. I actually hit my 8th year anniversary just a few weeks ago. I continue to work in agriculture. I'm a soybean meal broker, commodities broker. Been doing that for several years now. I met my wife here. She's from El Dorado originally, but she worked at, well, she graduated from UAMS, and now she's a NICU nurse there. She did a lot of travel nursing for some time after school, and but we were fortunate enough to meet here. Now we've got 2 boys. One's soon to be 5 years old, and another almost 4 months old. So it has been a busy year at the Thomas household. We are a little stretched thin, but we're really loving it. Wouldn't have it any other way. So, again, we wanted to make Little Rock our home. Again, not being from here, we fell in love with it, and I think it's got a ton of potential. But that's why I wanted to run. At the end of the day, you drive around, you see the trash, you see the weeds grown up, you see the graffiti, basic services not being met, roads not being fixed. It's frustrating. And then, on top of that, you've got an administration that wants to just raise taxes on top of that. So, I found it very frustrating, and I wanted to get involved. And, it starts from leadership all the way down. And, I'm a big advocate of public safety. I was endorsed by the Fraternal Order of Police. From there, sanitation and litter is another big point on my platform. Fiscal responsibility, again, the sales tax, very much against that in all its forms. So that's really my goals. Again, I just want to bring some balance, bring some accountability to City Hall. And I really would appreciate y'all's support. Like I said, early voting starts on Monday, all the way through November 5th. I've been kind of doing this not by myself. I certainly got people helping me out, but don't really have any volunteers. So if anybody would be interested, maybe some door knocking or some. I got you. Yeah.
I think you're a volunteer.
All right. Hold some signs out, polling stations, or.
Do you have any signs?
I do have yard signs. They might be a little limited, basically just, I got to get some out of polling stations, obviously, so I'm trying to kind of account for that, but I do got some I can spare, so I don't have them with me tonight, so what I can do, and I plan on staying through the meeting, but I don't mind giving out my information to you guys so you can reach me. So I can give you my cell phone here now if anybody wants to take that down. That's 501 519 9563. And I can repeat that again here. Everybody else needs it. 501 519 9563. That's Jordan Thomas. Like I said, I got signs. I do have some push cards at the table where the sign-in sheet is, if you'd like one of those. And I did bring some door hanger cards with me if anybody would like to take home some of those. Like I said, do some door knocking. It's the whole city of Little Rock at large. So anybody anywhere that lives within the city limits can vote for me. And I'm actually at the very, very top of the ballot. So it's like President's right here, at-large 9's right here, and I'm at the very top. So you cannot miss it. So check your sample ballots out too. Yeah. So but that's really all I got. So I don't know if anybody questions or anything. Or
I got a question.
Can I say something for a second? My name's AJ. I just want to make sure everyone knows this is a plurality race. So the last cycle, Antoine ran against 2 other people and won with 33% of the vote. This time, there's only 2. It will be a majority vote. You need to know this is the most important Little Rock target for our party. This seat is most important. Thank you for running. We need you.
There's only 2 of us on the ballot, so.
Yeah, interestingly, I just got a mailer from you today.
Okay.
And I saw on that your solution to the litter is not only picking it up, but more prevention. My understanding, I'm a newcomer to Arkansas as well, in Little Rock, that our grocery tax was for going to keep Arkansas beautiful. Instead of throwing more money at the prevention side of it, which we're already doing, what are your feelings about getting community service offenders out there in orange vests, picking up the litter? Don't throw more money at the problem. Put more effort into the solution of picking it up.
Yeah, that's a good question, and I don't know if I could hear in the back, but she was just asking about, the prevention and also the cleanup as far as, getting, I guess, work service or workforce, and truth be told, it's not something I've looked into very deeply on as far as the pickup. I know we've got a lot of great organizations like Keep Little Rock Beautiful. I've worked a lot with them as far as, organizing cleanups and stuff and volunteer work, so they do a great job, but it's certainly something that I'm not opposed to. I know you don't really see it very often anymore as far as, those work groups on cleanup jobs, so that's certainly something I can look into for sure.
Now, you're talking about graffiti, is that how you're going to prevent that or clean it up? Are you going to find the property owner until they paint it, or are you going to have somebody from the city come paint it? Like, what's your vision there?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, I don't know if it boils down to, cameras in certain, higher, hidden areas, but, yeah, I mean, I think that, it's really the city's obligation, right, in order to really kind of continue to get it cleaned up at the end of the day, so.
Where do you live in the city?
Where do I live?
In the city.
In the city. I live in Ward 4. I'm right off of Cantrell. If anybody's familiar with Capers Restaurant, I live in a little neighborhood right across from there. Cantrell Taylor Loop is right there off of, it's West Ferry is the name of the neighborhood. That's my neighbors right there. So, but yeah, I've been there since 2020. So.
Cool, thank you.
Sir.
So, my question for you is, if you could just throw in a little bit, and the reason I'm asking this question, part of the reason why certain things aren't getting done the way many folks are concerned would like, is that there's not enough representation in that body that leads conservative even to have the voice to come up with some of these solutions. The question for you is, with your background doing the ag business deal where you're having to negotiate, problem solve on a regular basis, how do you bring that skill set into this position? Because I think some of the problems that is no critical thinking, no ability to do good analysis of what's in front of them. And so what would you do to bring that into this?
Yeah, it's a great question. So just asking about, I guess, my skill set as far as like working with people of all, backgrounds and philosophies. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, again, I've been basically lived in the suburb of Atlanta, kind of grew up that way, but I also lived in the middle of the Louisiana Delta. So I've worked with people from all different backgrounds, all different economic statuses, racial, religion, whatever the case may be. And I do feel like I can just bring a very pragmatic approach. With this being an at-large race, I have gone to neighborhood association meetings and town halls all throughout the city all year long. I mean, I started back in February. My opponent has not done that. I have not seen him at any town hall meetings. I have not seen him at one neighborhood association meeting. I saw him at one, actually, and it was an annual one in Pleasant Valley. So, but at the end of the day, I feel like, I can acclimate really anywhere. I can go to any neighborhood, and I can really, don't really feel uncomfortable. And I can kind of bring that, leadership and, again, being very pragmatic and, looking at it from all angles. I can bring that approach to the board. And, again, I don't want to be a yes man. I don't want to be a rubber stamp. If it's a good policy for Little Rock, then, in my opinion, then that's what I want to support. If it's not, then I won't. So.
Tom, you know what, can we take our phone calls?
I will take as many as I can, yes sir. Or text might be the best, but yeah, I can do it.
Boy, that's a good start.
Well, again, I really appreciate y'all. Like I said, I've got some signs, got some push cards, but I'll be here all meeting. So if you want to just reach out, say hello, introduce yourself, that'd be great. And like I said, I appreciate your support. Thanks so much.
Thank
right, next up is Pam Cooper.